Everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at the 10-8 MLB slate, but first let's take a peek back at what happened yesterday. Yesterday, our glorious 4-day sweep run came to a halt, starting with Jose Quintana going up short by the hook. Shocker. I mentioned I didn't trust the man. I guess I was right. Alek Manoah, that's a different story. That first inning really probably shook him, which is expected. He came back strong with 4 Ks in the next 2 innings, and again just came to a halt, and they pulled him at 78 pitches or something like that. So unfortunate, but is what it is. So on to today. Again, it's not much prettier. It's a lot of likes, not much love in my picks today. There's one that I like more than the rest, but my advice to you would be to keep it to a 2 or a 3 person pick today, just because the options are very slim. Also, forgot to mention yesterday was Flex Friday, and I totally forgot about that. I have some major strategy for Flex Friday, which I'll share next Friday. Also, before I please like and subscribe to the video, and officially wanted to let you know that we did open a Discord. It will be in the link below in the video, and with that being said, let's get rolling here. So pick number 1, we're going to be going into the pitcher fantasy score area. Let's actually examine the strikeouts first. We got Glasnow at 5, McKenzie at 5.5, Robbie Ray at 4.5, Gausman at 5, Blake Snell at 6, Degrom, the GOAT, at 8, Aaron Nola at 5.5, and Miles Mikolas at a whopping 4. So overall, how I feel about this, I think they're all too high. Personally, slamming the under is probably the way to go. Again, I hate betting unders. I'm not good at betting unders. I tried to bet an under yesterday with McClanahan, and then what happened? He finally pitched well enough. So, given these numbers, you got to keep these in mind for the pitcher fantasy scores, because they do translate. These strikeout amounts, as well as what Vegas is projecting, translates heavily into the pitcher's fantasy score, because dependent on their strikeouts, their score is going to vary drastically by 3 points per strikeout. So pick number 1, we're going to go to the GOAT, Jacob Degrom, 42.5. Projected for sure 6 innings. That is like a sure thing from Degrom always. He is set at 8 for his strikeout line. If we look at Degrom on here, he is heavily juiced at over 7.5 at the -152. So they're projecting a probable push at 8. So let's take those fantasy points. 8 would be 24. At 3 per strikeouts, that's 24 points. We give him 22 for 6 innings pitched and a quality start. That's 24 and 22 is 46. I'm going to assume that the Mets are going to get the win today. I do really like Blake Snell as a pitcher, but Degrom is just going to be too much to handle, I believe. So we're at 46 points. If he gives up 1 run, which is probable, that would put him at 43 alone. If he gets the win, that would put him at, if he gave up a run, he'd still be at 49. So he has room really to give up 3 runs if they get the win and still hit 43 points on the nose. So this 42.5 line is too low. So that is a more for sure. Next pick I am looking at, I somehow want to incorporate Tyler Glasnow. I don't know if I want to do it in fantasy score, strikeout, or if I want to go into the live section and look at his live strikeouts for innings 1, 2, and 3. Honestly, I like all of them. When you look at his history, I only could find 2 games, 3 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts, 3.1 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts. The game that he had the 3 strikeouts in 3 innings was versus Cleveland. So I think with his innings pitched being up in the air, let's see if they have it on here actually. For the outs recorded, and this thing is on yesterday still. Oh, it's recorded for today. Yeah, see, they don't have Glass now in there because he is very unsure. Not even the books know what to think about it. I'm assuming he's going to go out there for about 5 innings, would be my guess. A strikeout inning, I think, is extremely fair to say out of this guy. The way Cleveland has been striking out lately, which I thought would change drastically come postseason. Yesterday, that was not the case. I mean, a lot of the batters that are tough to get around normally were swinging and missing a lot more than usual. So I personally, in my entry, took the fantasy score just in case there's a lot of that fly ball stuff like happened with Jose Quintana yesterday. Had we taken this fantasy score, we would have got there. You know, we took the strikeouts and we lost. So this is kind of that hedge for, hey, he hits, you know, he's projected for 5 strikeouts. If we look at the books, we got Glass now at juice to the under 5.5, so heavily juiced to the under 5.5. So they're projecting closer to probably 4.5 being a line accurately. So probably sees 4 to 5 strikeouts. So the strikeout line is probably a little high. I do think he's going to get 5 innings, like I said, so that would be 15 points. If he can get me 4 strikeouts, that's 12 more points. That's 27 in 5 innings. I think he can hold them to no runs. That gets us there. If he goes 5.1 innings, 5.2 innings, all the better. If he gets me 5 strikeouts instead of 4 in 5 innings, that gives me 30. That gives them room to give up one run and still get there at 27. So a little bit too low. These are all going to be really squeaking them out. You know, there's very little margin of error in these lines, guys, and that's why it makes this tough giving picks out, you know, that I don't feel 100% about. Like I said, I like the Degrom play a lot. I like Glass now and incorporating him into this bet, but I don't know the best way to do it. I think it is fantasy score or the live line of over 3 strikeouts in the first 3 innings. Next, we're going to be looking at, on the other side of Degrom, Blake Snell. Blake Snell, I think we can project for about 5 to 6 innings of work, so let's call it 5 on the low side. That's 15 points. His strikeout projection, his strikeout number on here is 6. He is projected, if we look at it on here, Blake Snell is projected, he is juiced not even badly, pretty close to coin flip almost, to the under, though, at minus 137, under 6.5. So 6 sounds like a push number to me. So if we assume 6 strikeouts, even if we assume 5 strikeouts, that's 15 points and 5 innings on the low side. That's another 15. That's 30. If he gives up no runs, which against the Mets, he's played them twice this year. He gave up 4 runs once and 0 runs the other. Had 42 fantasy points one game and 24 the other. So we'd be looking at enough to cover it either way, with the 15 and 15 more being 30. If he doesn't give up a run, he gets there. If he gets that 6 strikeout, we can allow a run and still get there. If they get the win, oh, we're there all day. So I like the over, again, on Blake Snell. And then if I had to make the last pick, first instinct to me, this line was at 26.5. I was on it. Then they dropped it to 24.5, and it made me start thinking, why are they dropping this line? Like, I'm on the over. Why are people, like, hitting the under so hard? So I don't know why they're projecting this so low, but if he comes out and he manages to get 6 innings of work and he lets up less than 3 runs and gets the quality start, that's 22 points right there. You know, he gives up 3 runs and gets 4 strikeouts, which is his strikeout projection, and on the books he is heavily juiced to the over 3.5. So that line just looks suspect low to me. So I do like the over on Mikolas, But my last pick officially, I think, is going to be Aaron Nola. I think we can assure him for a 6-inning game. I think Vegas would concur with that. Let's take a peek where they have Aaron Nola. So yeah, they're heavily juicing him over 17.5 pitching outs. So that'd be 22 points if he gets the quality start, which I assume he will. So that's 22. His strikeouts are juiced to the under 5.5 pretty heavily. So let's call it 4 strikeouts even on the low side. Nola, I don't see getting only 4 strikeouts. I do see him getting 5 at least. So, we'll assume 4. That'd be 12 points plus his 22 for the innings. That's 34 right there. If they get a win, if they get, that would give them 6 more points. If they get 7 innings out of him, which is very possible also, that increases that initial 22 points to 25. Say he gets his 5 strikeouts, 25 and 15 more is 40, and a win is 46. He's home free. So these 2 picks would be a toss-up for my last play if you want to play 4. Again, I suggest you try playing probably some smaller 2-3 pitcher ones and try to mix and match them a little more, just because, again, the margin for error is very low and it's tough to win on slates like these. So good luck to you today, guys. Wish you the best if you're tailing, and I will see you tomorrow. Again, please like and subscribe. Thanks.